Thousands start van life every year, and thousands quit just months later. Why? Not because they're lazy, not because they gave up, but because no one warned them about what really happens out there. From breakdowns to burnout, we're exposing the 11 shocking reasons why van life isn't always the dream you think it is. Watch until the end. One of these could change your mind forever. Let's get rolling. Van life might seem like an affordable escape from traditional housing costs, but the reality often surprises newcomers. Living on the road typically costs $1,500 to $2,500 monthly, sometimes rivaling apartment expenses. Fuel becomes your biggest recurring expense, with gas around $3.80 per gallon and most vans averaging just 12 to 15 miles per gallon. Traveling 2,000 miles monthly can drain $500 to $700 from your budget. While you might imagine free camping under the stars, campground fees add up quickly at $20 to $60 per night. Free camping spots exist, but often lack water, bathrooms, or waste disposal, forcing you to mix free and paid stays. Maintenance hits hard when your vehicle is also your home. Older vans commonly used for conversions face frequent repairs. Major breakdowns like transmission failures cost $2,000 to $5,000, while basic repairs run $300 to $800. Unlike apartment dwellers, you can't postpone fixes when your house needs to move. Initial conversion costs shock many aspiring van lifers. Basic DIY builds with insulation, bed, and storage start at $5,000 to $15,000. Professional conversions with solar panels, plumbing, and kitchens often exceed $30,000 to $60,000 beyond the vehicle's purchase price. Van life offers freedom and adventure, but it's not the budget solution many expect. Between fuel, camping fees, maintenance, and setup costs, this lifestyle requires careful financial planning. While you'll save on rent, the hidden expenses can match or exceed traditional living costs if you're unprepared for the realities of mobile living. Living in a van means your home's foundation is constantly moving and breaking down. When mechanical failure strikes, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a housing emergency that can leave you stranded without shelter, heat, or basic necessities. Most van lifers use vehicles that are 10 to 20 years old with 150,000 plus miles, already worn from years of service. Add the weight of water tanks, solar panels, batteries, and living essentials, and these vehicles face extreme stress. Navigating mountain passes, rough roads, and temperature extremes pushes them far beyond typical wear and tear. When breakdowns happen, and they will, costs pile up quickly. Transmission replacements run $3,000 to $5,000, while smaller repairs like alternators or fuel pumps still cost $700 to $1,200. But money isn't the biggest problem. Displacement is. Unlike homeowners who can leave for repairs, your broken vehicle is your shelter. Remote breakdowns are especially brutal. Tow trucks charge $5 to $10 per mile, and rural mechanics might not stock parts for custom or foreign vans. Repair waits can stretch days or weeks, forcing expensive motel stays, restaurant meals, or risky overnight parking in unsafe areas. Many van lifers maintain emergency credit cards specifically for breakdowns, knowing one mechanical failure can derail their entire lifestyle. Even mechanically skilled owners struggle with roadside repairs during storms or in unfamiliar territory. Without backup plans, a single breakdown transforms van life from freedom to crisis within hours. The romance of the open road quickly fades when your home won't start, leaving you vulnerable and displaced until repairs are complete. Van life still promises freedom and adventure, but many discover an unexpected emotional burden, profound loneliness. While social media showcases vibrant gatherings and community connections, the reality for most travelers involves long stretches of isolation, particularly for solo adventurers. Without a stable home base, maintaining relationships becomes increasingly difficult. Friendships formed on the road are often fleeting, as fellow travelers move to their next destination. There's no consistent community, no familiar local hangouts, and limited opportunity to develop deeper connections while constantly passing through places. Despite advanced connectivity tools, staying in touch remains challenging. Remote locations still lack reliable cell service, and digital fatigue sets in quickly. Attempting to maintain friendships through screens while parked alone in isolated areas only intensifies feelings of disconnection. A 2025 Van Life Collective survey revealed that 71% of solo van lifers experience loneliness multiple times weekly, with over half reporting impacts on their mental health. Many underestimate the emotional toll of living without regular human interaction. Simple pleasures, sharing meals, venting about difficult days, or laughing over shared experiences become rare luxuries. Even breathtaking locations can feel painfully empty without someone to share the moment. Van life doesn't automatically create community. It requires intentional effort. Successful nomads plan meetups, join digital co-working spaces, or route travels around familiar faces. Without deliberate social planning, the road becomes more isolating than inspiring, leading many to question whether the freedom justifies the emotional cost. The lifestyle's romantic image often masks this reality. True freedom can sometimes mean profound solitude. In 2025, van life's popularity hasn't made it any more private. When your entire home fits in a space smaller than a walk-in closet, privacy becomes a rare luxury, often just an illusion. Everyday activities like changing clothes, using the bathroom, or simply relaxing happen in cramped quarters. You're constantly aware that only thin walls and fogged windows separate you from the outside world. Whether parked downtown, at a truck stop, or in nature, someone could walk by or peer in at any moment. Public facilities become your bathroom and shower. Daily hygiene means planning around other people's schedules, navigating shared spaces, and dealing with fluorescent-lit stalls. Even simple tasks like brushing teeth or managing illness feel exposed when done in parking lots or public restrooms. Stealth camping, parking overnight in residential areas or lots to avoid fees, adds constant tension. You sleep hoping to avoid police knocks or neighbor complaints, eroding your sense of personal space and security. Even personal moments require careful planning. Phone calls, journaling, or intimate conversations depend on finding the right location, timing, and internet signal, not simply closing a door. Emotional privacy becomes as scarce as physical privacy. Living in a van means sacrificing the basic comfort of being alone and unobserved. Over time, this lack of personal space creates silent stress that wears people down more than anticipated. The romantic notion of freedom clashes with reality. You're never truly alone, and your private life becomes surprisingly public. This constant exposure can become the most exhausting aspect of van life. The romanticized vision of van life often glosses over its most significant challenge: the constant sacrifice of comfort. While social media showcases breathtaking sunsets and freedom on wheels, the reality involves daily compromises that test both body and mind. Living in a space roughly the size of a bathroom means everything serves multiple purposes. Your bed transforms into an office, dining area, and storage space throughout the day. This endless shuffling of belongings creates a perpetual state of organized chaos, where true relaxation becomes elusive. Temperature regulation proves particularly challenging. Metal vehicles act as conductors, amplifying heat in summer and cold in winter. Without expensive climate control systems, residents endure sweltering days and freezing nights. Simple tasks like cooking or sleeping become battles against the elements. Personal hygiene requires creative solutions and significant planning. Most van dwellers rely on gym memberships, public facilities, or makeshift washing stations. Privacy becomes a luxury, and maintaining cleanliness demands constant effort and resourcefulness. The physical toll accumulates over time. Limited space restricts movement, leading to cramped muscles and poor posture. Working from awkward positions strains the neck and back, while inadequate sleeping arrangements disrupt rest. When illness strikes, recovery becomes particularly challenging without proper facilities or space to convalesce. These daily discomforts compound, creating mental fatigue that many underestimate. The constant need to adapt, improvise, and problem-solve can be exhausting. What begins as an adventure in minimalism often evolves into a test of endurance, prompting many to reconsider whether the freedom of the road justifies the perpetual sacrifice of basic comforts. The allure of van life often overshadows its most pressing concern: personal safety. Living in a vehicle means trading the security of traditional housing for a mobile existence where vulnerability becomes a daily reality. Without the protective layers of sturdy walls, locked gates, or watchful neighbors, van dwellers face unique challenges that demand constant vigilance. Security threats are far from theoretical. Studies indicate that approximately 25% of van dwellers experience break-ins, theft, or harassment. The thin metal shell of a van offers minimal protection, with often just a single lock standing between occupants and potential intruders. This reality becomes particularly unsettling at night, when every unexpected sound triggers heightened alertness. Solo travelers, especially women, face amplified risks. Many develop elaborate safety protocols, installing motion-activated lights, keeping self-defense tools within reach, and carefully vetting parking locations. Despite these precautions, the persistent anxiety about nighttime encounters or unwanted attention takes a significant psychological toll, often resulting in chronic stress and disrupted sleep patterns. Location choices present their own security dilemmas. Remote camping spots, while scenic, can leave travelers isolated from emergency services and cellular coverage. Urban stealth camping brings different anxieties. The constant threat of late-night knocks from law enforcement or property owners demanding immediate relocation. Road safety adds another layer of concern. Extended driving hours, combined with the challenging handling characteristics of top-heavy converted vehicles, increase accident risks. Navigating unfamiliar terrain, adverse weather conditions, and mechanical issues without immediate support compounds these dangers. Ultimately, van life transforms individuals into their own comprehensive security systems. This perpetual state of hypervigilance, monitoring surroundings, assessing threats, and maintaining safety protocols, creates an exhausting mental burden that challenges even experienced nomads. Living in a van transforms basic hygiene and healthcare from simple routines into complex daily challenges. Without the conveniences of traditional plumbing, maintaining cleanliness requires constant planning, creativity, and often uncomfortable compromises. Water scarcity defines van life hygiene. Most setups lack built-in showers, and those with them typically hold just 20 to 30 gallons, barely enough for minimal washing needs. This limitation forces reliance on external facilities. Gym memberships become essential not for fitness, but for showering, while truck stops and campgrounds serve as irregular bathrooms. These facilities are often miles away, sometimes closed or uncomfortably crowded. Toilet facilities present equally challenging logistics. Portable toilets and disposal bags require frequent, discreet emptying at scarce dump stations. Many resort to public restrooms or, controversially, natural areas, practices that raise both legal and sanitary concerns. These hygiene limitations directly impact health. Irregular showering leads to skin conditions including rashes, acne, and fungal infections. Makeshift dental care routines, brushing in gas station sinks, skipping flossing, increase risks of cavities and gum disease. The van environment itself poses health hazards. Condensation breeds mold in hidden spaces, triggering respiratory issues, while poor ventilation traps allergens and spreads illness in confined quarters. Nutrition suffers from limited refrigeration and cooking space, pushing many toward processed, canned, or fast food diets. Healthcare access becomes complicated without a permanent address. Scheduling appointments, maintaining prescriptions, and receiving consistent medical care present significant obstacles. The cumulative effect transforms health maintenance from routine self-care into an exhausting full-time occupation. For many prospective van dwellers, these persistent hygiene and health challenges ultimately prove insurmountable, turning the dream of mobile freedom into an unsustainable reality. The romanticized notion of working remotely from scenic locations masks the harsh financial realities of van life. While social media showcases successful digital nomads, most van dwellers face significant income instability and employment challenges that threaten their mobile lifestyle. Remote work, often portrayed as the solution, remains out of reach for many. Traditional jobs in trades, retail, hospitality, and creative fields don't translate easily to laptop-based work. Even those who secure remote positions encounter practical obstacles: unreliable internet connections, lack of professional workspaces, and constant travel disruptions. Public Wi-Fi is frequently slow, unsecured, or non-existent in remote areas where van dwellers seek to camp affordably. Many turn to the gig economy for survival, taking seasonal jobs like campground hosting, farm labor, or event staffing. While these positions might pay $15 to $20 per hour in tourist areas, work disappears during off-seasons or in rural locations. Others rely on delivery apps or freelance work, but face saturated markets, fluctuating demand, and rising fuel costs that can quickly erode earnings. The absence of traditional employment benefits creates additional vulnerability. Most van dwellers lack health insurance, retirement plans, or paid time off. This becomes particularly problematic when unexpected expenses arise. A mechanical breakdown or medical emergency can devastate carefully managed finances without the safety net of employer benefits. Administrative challenges compound these difficulties. Many banks, employers, and government agencies won't accept P.O. boxes or mail forwarding services as valid addresses. This creates obstacles for everything from receiving paychecks to filing taxes, maintaining licenses, or even applying for jobs. While van life promises freedom from traditional constraints, it often delivers financial precarity instead. The constant struggle to maintain income while managing higher living expenses and lacking employment benefits transforms the dream of mobile independence into a stressful exercise in economic survival. The reality of van life demands relentless daily decision-making that exhausts even the most enthusiastic travelers. Unlike traditional housing where basic needs operate on autopilot, mobile living requires constant planning for fundamental survival. Each day presents critical decisions: identifying legal overnight parking, locating potable water, finding waste disposal facilities, securing shower access, and mapping fuel stops. These tasks compound when factoring in weather conditions, local regulations, and safety considerations. What appears as spontaneous travel on social media actually involves hours of research and contingency planning. According to a 2025 Van Life Realities report, 65% of long-term van dwellers experience decision fatigue and emotional burnout within their first year. This statistic reflects the cumulative toll of perpetual problem solving, where simple needs become complex logistical challenges. A routine grocery run requires calculating refrigeration capacity, while finding parking involves researching local ordinances and safety ratings. The mental load intensifies when plans fail. Road closures, full campgrounds, or unexpected vehicle issues transform simple travel days into exhausting scrambles for alternatives. Many van dwellers describe feeling perpetually on, unable to relax into automatic routines that traditional residents take for granted. Technology aids planning, but introduces its own stresses. Multiple apps for finding campsites, tracking weather, locating amenities, and navigating create digital overwhelm. Constant connectivity becomes necessary for survival rather than convenience. Over time, the adventure of spontaneous travel gives way to rigid planning protocols. Many develop detailed spreadsheets and backup plans, sacrificing the very freedom that initially attracted them. The glossy portrayal of van life on social media creates a stark disconnect from lived reality, generating immense psychological pressure for those attempting this lifestyle. Instagram feeds overflow with pristine sunsets and perfectly organized interiors, while actual experiences often involve cramped quarters, mechanical failures, and profound isolation. This disparity creates a double burden. Van dwellers must navigate genuine hardships while feeling compelled to maintain a facade of constant happiness. The pressure to document only positive experiences while concealing difficulties leads to exhausting performative behavior. A survey by Digital Nomad Life revealed that nearly 50% of van lifers avoid sharing struggles online, fearing judgment or damage to their carefully curated image. This self-censorship creates a feedback loop where newcomers enter with unrealistic expectations, perpetuating the cycle of disillusionment. The psychological toll manifests in various ways. Many experience imposter syndrome, questioning their ability to do van life right when reality doesn't match social media standards. Others develop anxiety about posting authentic content, worried that revealing challenges might disappoint their audience. This pressure particularly affects those monetizing their journey through sponsorships. The need to maintain an aspirational image for income conflicts with sharing genuine experiences, creating ethical dilemmas and emotional strain. When difficulties arise, breakdowns, loneliness, financial stress, many internalize these as personal failures rather than inherent aspects of the lifestyle. This misattribution leads to shame and reluctance to seek support. The fear of admitting van life isn't working becomes another prison, trapping individuals between maintaining their online persona and acknowledging real struggles. What begins as a pursuit of freedom often transforms into a daily struggle for survival. As housing costs soar past $400,000 in 2025, many Americans find themselves pushed into van life, not by choice, but by economic necessity. According to the National Low-Income Housing Coalition's 2023 study, over 30% of van dwellers entered this lifestyle primarily due to unaffordable housing. A stark contrast to the adventurous narrative often portrayed on social media. The reality of van dwelling frequently mirrors experiences of homelessness rather than liberation. Daily life involves washing in gas station bathrooms, sleeping in parking lots, and constantly searching for basic amenities. 1 in 4 van lifers reports regularly parking in unsafe areas due to limited options, while camping fees in popular locations range from $20 to $60 nightly, costs that quickly erode any perceived financial advantages. The Mobile Living Institute's 2023 report reveals that 28% of van dwellers experience stigmatization and judgment, often having to justify their living situation to strangers and law enforcement. This constant need for explanation, combined with the transient lifestyle, contributes to significant social isolation. Nearly one-third of van lifers report feeling disconnected from family and friends. The psychological toll becomes increasingly apparent as the romantic vision of freedom gives way to survival stress. Over 50% of van dwellers cite the overwhelming burden of managing daily logistics and finances as their primary reason for abandoning the lifestyle within the first year. The constant pressure of maintaining a vehicle, securing basic services, and addressing safety concerns transforms what many imagined as liberating adventure into an exhausting exercise in crisis management. For those who entered van life seeking escape from societal pressures, the reality often proves even more demanding. The daily challenges of mobile living, from finding safe parking to accessing hygiene facilities, create a perpetual state of instability that contradicts the promised freedom. Instead of liberation, many find themselves trapped in a different kind of struggle, where basic survival overshadows any sense of adventure or choice. Van life isn't always sunsets and freedom, and if you want the real story, you're in the right place. Drop a comment below if you've faced any of these struggles, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next video, where we dive even deeper into what it really takes to survive and thrive on the road. Happy and safe travels.